We are Mandy, Sydnee, Miley, and Dora. We sold our home and everything in it to live in an RV full-time with no prior experience. Today, as we hit the road for the very first time, we discover our RV might be overweight. We tackle our first ever sewer issue and visit the Meteor Crater.
Legend has it, every RVer has a sewer story.
Chance of snow!
I literally fell off the truck.
Our hose just like snapped.
Let's turn up the love, because it's on.
Alright y'all, the first boondocking is over. It was a huge success. Did we have some bumps in the roads? We sure did, but we got through them. It was the best experience ever. We got to wake up to this view every morning, which made it so worth it. Even though we made some rookie moves, we had plenty of power, we didn't struggle with water. So now we're getting breakfast, we're gonna hit the road, hit the Catskill, and then we're off to our next campsite.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got
Hi there. Alright, you're good, I'm gonna call in. Okay. I'm a Reway and I prepaid. I have my 4-digit number. I'm bringing my truck and my RV. I weighed my truck the other day. Okay, they told me it was fine to come back. Can I give you? Okay.
Can she just weigh and we'll come in and pay
Can I
again?
I guess so.
Okay, just a moment, please.
So that other girl asked you to pay in advance, and this lady told you too bad, you should have came back the next day. Is that what just happened?
Kind of, but I'm gonna take my receipt in.
Okay, do you remember where I'm gonna pull up to?
Either parallel with this truck or up to the side.
Okay.
All right, so we just got done at the Catskill, and the first time was super easy and smooth. This time, not exactly the same experience, but overall it went okay. So we pulled up, hit the call button, let them know, hey, we're here for the Reway, already paid, here's my number. And they were like, well, it has to be within 24 hours to do the Reway, so you gotta pay again. I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll just get my weight. I got my weight, I went in, and one girl charged me again for the Reway, $4, whatever. And the other lady's like, well, you gotta pay. I'm like, I just paid. And she's like, we gotta pay the $13.50 for the way. I'm like, I paid $4 last week and $4 today. Like, are we good? So she called it good. The other girl told us that's how we could do it. But the ultimate number came in, our weight, and our rig is overloaded by 500 pounds. So we might have some cleaning out to do at our next stop.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call.
We made it! We safely landed at our, I would consider this our first official tow because the last one was only 150 meters away, thank God it was. We worked out a lot of kinks today. It was a huge success. There were some highs, there were some lows. We'll talk about that here shortly, so kick us off, kind of take us through the ups and downs of the hitching process this morning, step number 1.
So hitching is still our challenge, getting it lined up and getting it hitched. So you saw the other day where we had to pull our truck around and hook our 7-pin up to get enough juice to restart our generator. Well, you saw how deep we were in the mud. Those left some pretty deep ruts that then hardened, which was right under our hitch. So that caused a little bit of challenges. We were just trying to come back slow. So getting it hitched, we ultimately got it. You want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, so we hitched, and I didn't get a full green. Like, we have the full green, full red. I got like a halvesies. and it like shook the trailer pretty hard. So I think I probably wasn't, I think I hit like that rut, like I just didn't hit it properly. So we went back and forth and kind of flattened out that mud after I realized how big of a deal it was, because as I was releasing the hitch to kind of come out and start fresh, I went to step down off of our awesome steps, but you know, that's still a high step, and I stepped down and I didn't look, and I landed, I literally fell off the truck. Like, I just landed on one of those ruts. My ankle, I've got, you know, like a outside ankle sprain, like I twisted that direction, and it really is not that big of a deal. I am going to walk it off tomorrow. I've been walking it off here, but the real problem is I'm sitting here icing it is because obviously soon after we hitched, we sat in the car for several hours, which is like the worst thing you can do for the swelling of a sprained ankle. So, you know, the theatrics for you guys here, but really that's what happened.
So she was getting something. I'm walking around the side of the rig, and all of a sudden I hear a noise, and I look back, and I just see her like falling off the truck, and I was like, and then she was grabbing her ankle. So we switched spots. I got in the truck. We got it lined up. We got it hitched.
Yep.
We got the backup control assist all hooked up. We dumped for the first time, and that was
in a public dump, yeah.
So that went a lot smoother than we anticipated. We first looped it around and we could not get it backed up. But we just went around a second time.
Well, for starters, our backup controller wasn't working. And,
well, you didn't turn it on. That's why it wasn't working.
That's what happened.
So I read the directions and I was like,
the first time we didn't plug it in or turn it on. So yeah, you know, rookies make rookie moves. That's our saying this episode or last episode, probably the next several episodes.
Probably the season.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the season.
Probably.
Name, rookies make rookie moves. So.
But nonetheless, everybody's fine. We were very safe. It was overall a very, very successful morning. I would say the only thing is that it basically took longer than expected, but everything went very smooth. Even the hiccups that we had, like last episode when, you know, we couldn't get it like unhitched and we thought there was a problem with the hitch. We Googled every problem you could have with a hitch and now know how to troubleshoot that. Just like today, like with the ground not being like all those ruts, like flatten those out. Your truck is super heavy. Like just give yourself a second, flatten those out. You know, we're learning as we go, and that's the most exciting part. And then from there, we hitched up, we settled up, I towed, it was awesome.
She towed like a beast. She towed, we only went 160 miles today, we kept it a shorter trip, but almost all of it was through the mountains, and she towed like a beast.
The truck towed like a beast. Truly, it's a boss. And the first place I towed it to was the Catskill. Fill them in on that.
Okay, so recap from last week's episode. So our truck by itself, with everything that we keep in our truck and us and the dog weight, was the 9,920.
Like I said, our truck's a beast.
It's a pretty heavy truck.
It's a monster. It has a payload of just shy of 4,900 pounds. It also has an onboard scale. So I was able to see clearly the second we hitched and put weight on the bed of the truck that we were nowhere near close to hitting our limit. So go ahead.
So the truck is good. However, our weights for the Brinkley loaded, this is no water.
Okay, so how heavy can it be?
14,990?
995. So
995.
15,000 pounds basically. We'll just, for simplicity, we're calling it 15,000 pounds.
And we had between the gray and then like a little bit of fresh, or the fresh tank and the fresh and the black, maybe 20 gallons of water with us.
Right. And so we've done the math. If we're heading out boondocking and we have a full fresh tank, we're going to be probably somewhere about 700 pounds, 750 pounds right in there. Once I realized how much airflow there was, that might even be a little bit lower. I calculated at 75 gallons at 800 pounds, so it's really only 68 gallons though because of the air ventilation. Yeah. So whatever the math is, 8.34 times 68 gallons is on that. We knew that number, but we didn't have water in there. I was like, you know what? We had just gone to Costco. Pantry was fully stocked. We had drinking water, everything like that. We didn't have any water in the tanks.
So the gross weight of the truck and the RV combined was 25,420. So minusing that first weigh of the truck left our trailer, the RV weight, 15,500, which puts us over.
Yeah, 500 pounds over.
So getting rid of 500 pounds of stuff and never carrying any water is not realistic.
No.
So we'll be reaching out to Brinkley, some other connections, some other people, and looking into our options to upgrade the axles on the rig to ensure, because just like with the truck, why we went so big on the truck is we didn't want our truck to be maxed out. Right, so we also don't want the rig axles to be maxed out.
Yeah, so 2 things on that. I'm going to tell you our pin weight. Don't let us forget to tell them our pin weight. That's coming soon. But one of the reasons I chose Brinkley was because I know it's not a drop frame, and so you get less storage in that basement. I was perfectly okay with the size of the storage space. It is a solid piece of steel. The chassis is a solid piece of steel. So I will be reaching out to Brinkley, but White Lightning out there, it seems to be kind of the name that's sticking, but we'll see what it lands. But is a Daddy Mac. Talk about pin weight. You remember what it was?
No. Was that the 3,200?
Yes.
3,200.
Yes. So I knew we were going to have a pretty hefty pin weight. So it was just over 3,200. I think it was 3,220.
Yeah.
And so the dually can handle it, no problem. Like I said, our payload is just shy of 4,900 pounds. On board, when the hitch is in there, plus the few things that we keep stored in the back, those things weigh about 150 pounds plus us. The truck is a beast. The truck can handle it. So we'll be able to even go ahead and, even if we upgrade to be able to carry 16 or 17,000 pounds, the truck isn't going to notice.
Right.
All right, so where are we? So we drove all this way. Okay, so we towed, we weighed, we were overweight. We continued on with the day. Where did we come?
So we are between Flagstaff and Winslow, Arizona at the Meteor Crater RV Park. So it is just flat as can be out here on 40 east of Flagstaff. A beautiful view of the White Mountains, the snow-topped mountains of Flagstaff.
Wait. Do you think it's flat out here because of the meteor hitting and flattening the land? We have to check that out when we go see the meteor.
Yeah, so we'll be taking you all along with us here in the next couple days as we visit that. We also have some other exciting hikes while we're out here, the Grand Canyon and
birthday hike.
Yeah.
But we kind of, we're planners. We have planned out our year in full. So travel days kind of are what they are. If you do have emergencies, they're all adjustable, they're all countable, but we're planners. So what did we plan ourselves into tonight?
The wind. Yeah. So, the wind is it's already started. The windstorm is blowing in, and from tomorrow morning, I think 5 a.m. till like 11 p.m., there's a wind advisory warning, up to 50-mile-per-hour gust. Okay, so we just left. We were down close to Phoenix, where the lows were like in the 50s. The low tomorrow night is 30 with a chance of snow. Can you believe that? A chance of snow? We left the desert to get out of there before the heat came, and, well, this is what happens when you drive up the mountains. So,
but it is really
stay tuned.
Beautiful out here. We have an amazing view of this epic mountain. The one, is this the mountain that we've camped on?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So, we've got new trails to explore, new sights to see, new things to learn about. We're near Meteor Crater. You're in this nerd's, dream spot. She actually booked it for me.
I knew she'd like it.
For that reason. So, you're awesome, by the way. Well, I've just breathed a huge sigh of relief, Brendan. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely, Sydney. Hope you guys are doing well. I love watching the YouTube videos.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot.
Absolutely. Well, if you need anything, just holler. We're happy to help.
Of course, I will. Thank you so much.
All right, you betcha.
Yep. Bye-bye. Cool. So, to recap, let me fill you guys in. Pardon me, just shower hair, don't care. So we went to this cat scale. So we have 12,200 pounds of weight on our trailer axles when we're towing. Our hitch weight is 3,220 pounds, which is plenty under where we need to be. In the truck itself total, when everything's loaded and everything's in, we have another 800 pounds of wiggle room. And then on the axles for the rig, it sounds like we have another, okay, 14. We have another more than, it's like 1,600 pounds. Well, no, 1,800 pounds if it's 12,200. So the Brinkley Model Z 3100, the freshwater tank. So if we're getting ready to go boondocking, we're close to our destination, we want to fill that thing with water, which will then take our total weight of the rig up just above 16,000 pounds. All of that weight from the freshwater tank will be directly on our axles, which there's plenty of wiggle room there. You guys just heard them, 7K axles, 8K springs. So we are safe. They can't, based on the way the laws work, they can't change the sticker. It's always gonna say 15,000 pounds, but really the biggest thing to pay attention to is, are your axles overloaded? And when I was having that freak out moment, like we were on the cat scale, we were too heavy, we got here. I'm a huge fan of the show Your Daydream, KYD. I don't know them, I've never met them, but I did reach out to them and say, hey, can you help? We might need to get our axles upgraded, and we're here in Flagstaff, your backyard. What do you recommend? Not only did Mark reach it back out within 2 minutes, he reached back out within 2 minutes and told us where we could upgrade our axles from a good place in Flag, but then said, wait a second, before you spend the money on that recommendation, send me your stickers, ask me a bunch of questions, and he said the exact same thing. So a huge shout out to them. I am so grateful, but it's nice hearing two experts, a veteran RVer and an expert of the Brinkley, say, no, listen, your axles are good, you're good, keep rolling.
So the whole time we've been here, there's almost every day there's been extreme winds, like gusts up to 40 and 50 miles per hour, and our sewer tank is constantly blowing over. And we just came and went out the gray and goosh, and our hose just like snapped right at the connection. It's just like, I don't even know. I think these have warranty on them or something. That's crazy.
All right.
I'm sure that in there didn't help.
What can we do to?
I think I gotta try to take this off, and I gotta try to put this in there and then lift it in.
Okay.
Is the only. We'll have to cut it. We got scissors. Or just hold this here. Or cut this first.
What can I do to help?
Okay.
Walk the water?
Well. Thing is we're so short.
Yeah, you have to pull it. Heavy. You ready?
What are you gonna do? Walk it?
Send water your way.
Okay. Oh, I'm missing. This is gonna splash. Okay.
Hold it here like you have muscles.
Okay.
Water flowing?
Yeah, don't open that valve.
I'm not.
Okay. No, it's like dripping. Thank God that was gray.
So, legend has it, every RVer has a sewer story.
Thankfully, ours is a gray water story, and that we were not empty and black because it was stinky and smelly enough getting that gray water out of there and having the sewer open and those gases coming up.
So we don't normally like to be out at dark, but here we are at sunset, headed for the first time in like 12 years to a Walmart.
RV style, here we go, going to Walmart.
You ready, hot stuff?
Oh yeah. Man, this wind is so crazy.
Crater time, yeah it is. We are on our way to see the Meteor Crater as promised, and we are so excited, but I do want to take a moment to give a special shout out to every single one of you watching this video right now. You keep us going, you keep us inspired, you keep us encouraged, and we are so incredibly grateful. Thank you so much.
It's metal.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I mean, yeah, this is... Does it say what type of metals it is? I read it online, I forget. So, like, first some... This meteor crater is the most preserved meteor crater on Earth because of Arizona's arid and desert climate. It's more than a mile across. So cool.
I'm going to start here by introducing you all to the star of the show, the Holsinger Meteorite. This is the largest fragment that was recovered of the meteor that came down here. That is the real thing there. It's not a fake or a replica. Weighing 1,406 pounds. The composition, 92% iron, 7% nickel, 0.5 cobalt, and the other 0.5 is a mixture of 82 different trace elements all known to Earth. So we have over half of our periodic table sitting right inside that meteorite right there. It was found by a man named Samuel Holsinger, who had a couple of jobs here at the time, as the foreman for the mining crew and also being in charge of the mail route. So delivering mail from Flagstaff to the crew here at the craters, when he noticed the tip of it sticking out of the ground, kind of shiny on the side, he thought he was going to be able to hop off his horse, toss it into a saddlebag, and just ride it back here to show everyone. He actually needed an additional 5 men, a mule, and a buggy to get this back here.
This was such a cool experience. If you're between Winslow and Flagstaff off of 40, definitely highly recommend you check it out, as well as the RV park. Stay tuned, as next week we're going to be hitting our first national park.
Who's my little tank helpers? You staying clear to pooper dooper?